welcome back to Press Review. Let's start today with the front pages in the Middle East. Starting with the Khalij Times, which says President Barack Obama has vowed to reverse a tide of economic inequality, threatening the American dream. The speech came in his annual State of the Union address, promising a year of action to lift up workers, improve education and clean up the environment. The paper also says the quality of healthcare in the UAE may improve following an agreement which paves the way for professionals from the Health Ministry to work freely across the country. The Arab Times reports on Yarmouk refugee camp in Syria, saying nearly 20,000 people are so desperate for food that many eat stray animals, and some women have resorted to prostitution, according to residents. The paper also says Shura Council has urged the Saudi Arabian General Investment Authority to seek foreign investment in the health, education and retail sectors to improve services and help boost the economy. And from Turkey, Hurriyet says Turkish President Abdullah Gül has issued a defense of free media. The paper also shows a picture of Prime Minister Erdogan and Iranian President Rouhani greeting in Tehran. Erdogan has suggested expanding economic cooperation between the countries, particularly with new energy deals such as crude oil and gas from Iran. And from Lebanon, the Daily Star says whole neighborhoods have been razed in Syria, according to Human Rights Watch. The paper also says that Italy's Coast Guard has rescued another 176 immigrants trying to cross the country. Most of the refugees came from Syria, Egypt and Iraq. And now let's take a look at the top headlines here in the UK. The Guardian shows a picture of female cricketers celebrating England's victory over Australia. The paper also says Governor of the Bank of England, Mark Carney, warned that Scotland would need to give up significant areas of its sovereignty and reach a watertight deal with the UK on taxation and spending to avoid a Eurozone-style crisis. And the Telegraph reports that army troops have been sent to Somerset to relieve villages stricken by floods. The paper also says foreign criminals must be banned from using European human rights laws to avoid deportation. Almost 100 Conservative MPs will push the Prime Minister to curb the power of judges to block deportation when foreign criminals have a family link to Britain. The Independent shows a photo of Syrians with a man holding a child who died of starvation in Yarmouk Palestinian refugee camp in Damascus. The paper also features a report on the sale of EU passports for profit. A company based in Jersey has reportedly been selling passports for 1.13 million euros apiece. The scheme offers anyone the right to live in an EU country with questionable legality. And the Scottish Herald says a poll has revealed that the majority of Scots support assisted suicide. The paper also says that following Carney's warning on the currency issue, First Minister of Scotland Alex Salmond is facing pressure to set out alternative currency plans for Scotland. The paper also said Scotland is ready and willing to welcome any resettled refugees from the Syrian conflict. And now let's take a look at the top stories from international papers. Le Figaro says the gendarmes and police in France are exasperated at laws they consider lax. Minister of Justice Christiane Taubira will present in April a new bill seen as too soft on those who commit minor offences. And the New York Times says the US informed its NATO allies this month that Russia had tested missiles as early as 2008. Such tests are prohibited by the treaty banning medium-range missiles that was signed in 1987 by President Reagan and Gorbachev. The paper also shows cars stuck on icy roads in Atlanta and Georgia. And China's Global Times says Japan has again angered China and South Korea by revising teaching manuals to state that disputed islands are an integral part of its territory. Jiaoyu Islands in the East China Sea are currently under Japanese control but remain a disputed territory by China and Taiwan. The paper also shows a photo of a man hanging lanterns in celebration of the Chinese New Year. And the Moscow Times says Anatoly Chubais, one of the main drivers of post-Soviet privatization, is seeking external investors for his company Rusnano. The paper also says if tension in Dagestan, a region 500 kilometers east of Sochi, and a major concern for the authorities in the run-up to the Winter Olympics. Heightened security is in place in the region. For more updates, please visit us on Levant.tv. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow for another press review.